Ramanatha inherited an enormous baseline of wealth. His father left him sprawling farmland, rich with fertile soil, sitting entirely empty and completely uncultivated. He refuses to touch a plow or manage the property. Instead, he spends his days consumed by a single, highly specific goal: hunting for a literal magic potion that turns ordinary objects into gold. Con artists quickly recognize easy targets. They sell him fake maps, whisper empty secrets, and rapidly drain his cash, while his wife, Madhumati, watches their financial runway vanish. This is a classic behavioral trap: shortcut paralysis. The intense desire for infinite return with zero effort freezes a person in place, making them actively ignore the practical tools they already possess. An unchecked obsession with overnight wealth creates a massive blind spot, rendering the highly valuable resources sitting right under your feet completely invisible. Enter Sage Mahipati, who is a famous traveler. He listens to Ramanatha's frantic questions about the magic potion and quickly realizes that standard financial advice will fail. Ramanatha's delusion is now completely locked in. The sage deploys a psychological nudge. He confirms the potion exists, but uses the promise of it to hack Rama's brain into doing the one thing he aggressively avoids: hard physical labor. To cure a deeply entrenched obsession with shortcuts, you sometimes have to disguise decades of sweat equity as a mystical quest. The sage lays out the fine print of his formula. Rama must personally plant rows and rows of banana trees. He must water them by hand. And crucially, in the winter, he must carefully gather the morning dew from their leaves. This diagram illustrates the sheer physical improbability of that final requirement. To earn the magic chant, Rama has to collect exactly 5 liters of that morning dew, drop by tiny drop, only during the shortest, coldest months of the year. Rama agrees immediately. The promise of infinite gold completely bypasses his brain's rational risk assessment regarding the extreme physical cost of the task. Humans will endure grueling, miserable conditions without a single complaint as long as they believe they are executing a secret hack rather than performing ordinary labor. This split-screen timeline tracks the 6-year process. Left, track A shows Rama slowly accumulating drops of water. By year 3, his bottle is barely coated. Right, track B reveals Madhumati's macroscopic view. She harvests those thousands of banana plants and translates the massive fruit yields into a steeply rising line of real revenue. The magical illusion successfully forced Rama to supply the necessary labor, while reality quietly captured the true economic value of that labor on the back end. Finally, the 6-year mark arrives. Rama secures the impossible 5 liters of dew and proudly brings the bottle to the sage. The sage chants over the water. Rama eagerly sprinkles a few drops onto a copper vessel, waiting for the golden blow. Nothing happens. The metal remains dull copper. The inevitable, devastating crash of every get-rich-quick scheme happens at the exact moment the illusion is forced to prove itself in cold reality. Instead of apologizing, the sage pivots. He calls Madhumati forward. She brings out a heavy wooden box, and when it is opened, it reveals neat, shining stacks of real gold coins. That gold did not manifest from a magic spell. 6 years of compounded agricultural commerce produced it. This flowchart maps the sage's true alchemy. He actually provided a working formula for turning dirt and water into gold. It simply required the intermediary steps of growing a banana crop and converting it through a market sale. Rama's body successfully executed the rigorous daily actions of a master farmer, even while his mind falsely believed he was studying to be a wizard. The sage never lied about the magic. The dreamer simply misunderstood the mechanics of how it worked. Rama finally understands the trick. External, instantaneous magic does not exist in wealth creation. The true engine of wealth is the compounding interest of time, continuous sweat equity, and the practical utilization of the resources you already control. Deliberate, focused hard work, sustained over a long period of time, is the only real magic that exists.